The Hotel Oneonta was a benchmark of the lake's golden era. No public building at Harveys Lake before or since matched the Oneonta for its gratitude or status. The hotel was situated between Oneonta Hill and the shoreline. The hotel's towering gables, elegant verandas, and boathouse dominated the sunset area of the lake. Like most public houses at the lake, the hotel was seasonal, open from late May to late September, with Independence Day celebrations as its annual high point. Days in advance of the holiday, preparations began in Wyoming Valley Homes for the annual picnic basket at the lake. Crowds would assemble on Wilkes-Barre's Public Square to catch trolleys that ran to the lake from 4 a.m. until 11 p.m. Family members struggled amongst the crowds to stay together as they boarded double headers for the half-hour, 20-mile ride. Tumbling out of the trolley at the Oneonta station with brigades of swinging baskets, they strolled down the Oneonta Hill in awe of the huge hotel overlooking the lake. Couples took advantage of a promenade walk along the Oneonta veranda. Families headed for the steamboat landing to be cramped aboard the Kingston or to wait for a chance to ride on the double-decker Natoma for a sun-splash dash across the lake to the picnic grounds. The hotel was built by the Harveys Lake Hotel and Land Company, incorporated on April 20th, 1897, to take advantage of the increasing tourist traffic. Construction began in October of 1897 on a site just behind the Lake Grove House, which housed the Oneonta laborers during the construction. The new hotel was 200 feet from the edge of the lake and occupied a plot 196 feet wide and 105 feet deep. A formal inspection by the owners was held on April 14, 1898, and at this time it was called the Hotel Graham, after one of the principal stockholders. In the center of the hotel, a 6-foot wide main stairway reached from the basement to the 4th floor. The basement contained a ballroom, cafe, barbershop, pastry kitchen, wine cellar, laundry room, lavatories, billiard room, and bicycle room. At the top of the stairway, a large skylight diffused light through its 16-square-foot well. The main entrance led to a hall 13 feet wide and 44 feet long. The hall passed through the center of the building. To the left, a large lobby with paneled windows and an open 6.5-foot fireplace held the registration and office area. To the left of the office area, an archway led to a large parlor with another fireplace. At the end of the parlor, a 10-foot wide hall led to a 35 by 30-foot dance hall with 2 sets of large double doors opening to a side porch, a glorious promenade for evening dancing guests. To the right of the main lobby, a 33 by 60-foot dining room lined with glass plates and windows overlooked the lake. An adjoining area served as the nurses' and children's dining room. 70 rooms filled the 2nd and 3rd floors with 2 sets of public baths on each floor. Many of the rooms were suites with private baths and fireplaces. The 4th story was used for storage. The electric exterior featured gables and towers in English half timber and a distinctive veranda and balcony. The porch was 16 feet wide and 343 feet long. The building was wired for electric lights and a fire alarm system. A powerhouse, 100 feet to the left of the hotel, was built to serve the hotel and surrounding areas. In March 1898, the owners of the hotel also incorporated the Harveys Lake Light, Heat, and Power Company to supply the hotel's power system. Electric current was sold to cottagers in a 2-mile area near the hotel. In June 1898, the hotel was renamed the Oneonta, an Indian name meaning a place of rest. Within a week, the landscapers at the hotel found an Indian canoe buried on the grounds. It was carefully removed and cleaned for exhibition. On July 7, 1898, the Hotel Oneonta opened for guests. The hotel was equal of any summer hotel in the state and signaled an incredible 2 decades of resort fame for the lake. Soon after the opening, a barn and stable along with the picnic grounds were planned for the rear of the hotel. A line of sailboats was available for guests. A 20-foot flag was raised in front of the hotel and red shale paths were laid amongst the hotel grounds. The trolley brought crowds to the Oneonta for Saturday night dances, and the hotel enjoyed concerts during a luncheon and dinner hours. In 1899, a large boathouse was built for the Oneonta, and its landing became the principal stop for steamboats. The Oneonta always provided musical entertainment with summer meals. String ensembles were popular with the dinner crowd, with better area orchestras for dancing in the ballroom. A popular tune, Johnston's Rag, was written at the Oneonta by two musicians, Guy Hall and Henry Kleinoff. The Oneonta's most famous guest was former President Theodore Roosevelt, who had dinner at the Lake Hotel on August 22, 1912, while on a visit to the valley. As the lake's most celebrated time was ending, James Poland, manager of the hotel, died on Christmas Eve 1918, and in 6 weeks the Hotel Oneonta would be lost to fire. The tragic destruction of the Hotel Oneonta happened on Sunday, February 2, 1919. Mrs. James Poland and a few of her friends were visiting the Oneonta. In the early evening, at about 6 o'clock p.m., she left the hotel and was about to drive home when her party saw a blaze in the basement area. Within minutes, the entire hotel was in flames. Farmers were aroused from the area to respond to the fire. Holes were cut in the ice and a bucket brigade was formed to save neighboring buildings. The illuminated sky began to draw crowds from miles around, and the roads were filled with cars as the hotel became a destructive furnace. A high wind showered sparks and ignited trees and cottage roofs. Several times, flames caught the hotel's power and ice house, but they were extinguished. The fire burned for more than 3 hours, with no injuries, but nothing remained of the landmark hotel after the fire except a brick chimney, fireplace, vault, and foundation. For some time, the Oneonta Company had been in default on the mortgage for the hotel. The Polands had not planned to manage the hotel in the summer of 1919, and prohibition was on its way. The cause of the fire was never determined, and the $45,000 fire insurance was inadequate to rebuild it. In August 1919, the Wyoming Valley Trust Company, which held the mortgage, foreclosed on the estate and sold it to John P. Schmidt and P.R. R.I.P., who laid out the area in building lots. Many years later, on the same site of the hotel, more recognizable structures were built, such as Puderball's and Di Veronica's store, and later on, the Shawnee Post Office. To this day, the site of the Oneonta is a few small houses and an open lot. It's such a shame that history has to be lost in a way it is. The memories of the Hotel Oneonta will always live on through photographs, pictures, and stories passed down through generations. Thanks for watching.